Tenants have to work 2, 3 jobs to be able to afford to live in LA, to be able to afford childcare, to be able to afford insurance, to be able to afford living, period.
Hello, my name is Marissa Espinosa. I'm the Executive Director here at Alexandria House. Alexandria House began in 1996 as a transitional housing program for women and women with children who were fleeing domestic violence, human trafficking, or were experiencing extreme poverty. We have seen an increase of women and women with children who are experiencing homelessness. Just recently we had a mom with 4 children who was fleeing a domestic violence situation, and it took my team 5 full days to try to identify any type of support for her because there are not enough affordable housing. There is no housing, there's no shelters available when these emergencies arise. We've also seen an increase in basic needs. We provide food distribution, and during the pandemic we were doing 1,800 meals a week. We're now doing food distribution every single day of the week, sometimes twice a day, and our neighbors in need line up, and sometimes the lines are down the sidewalk.
So Edna Monroy with SAJE, Strategic Actions for a Just Economy, Director of Tenant Protections. SAJE is a nonprofit that is based in historic South Central. We do equitable development, tenant rights. Our mission and vision is rooted in economic justice. A lot of challenges. They range from financial challenges, legality or legal challenges, socioeconomic disadvantages, right? Educational disadvantages, and also we have seen familial and racial challenges when folks are discriminated against for renting a unit because they have children, racial disparities, racial discrimination.
My name is Melanie Alvarez. I'm an education navigator with Project SOAR, and Project SOAR is an educational program based at 7 of the 14 public housing sites through the Housing Authority of LA County, and we provide a drop-in program at these sites. We're usually at each site 2 days out of the week, providing either academic advising or career development services to all the residents. Some of the challenges and barriers that Latinx students face in public housing when trying to access post-secondary education, one of them would definitely be just the societal and family pressures. Oftentimes in their family dynamic, they are, especially the male Latino students, are held responsible to be the providers of their household and start making money right away.
We need to ensure that tenants are empowered, people learn their rights, and they do something about it, right? They don't let their landlords bully them. They don't let their landlords get away with unlawful rent increases, with taking away their services, such as their parking spots, their garages, increasing the rent. And it's really, really important, right, for tenants to connect with other tenants because the fear is real. When people are undocumented, when people are mixed status, when people are LGBTQ, when folks are trans, when people have prior convictions, when people are struggling to buy groceries and pay rent, when people are struggling to keep their job, right? Fear is real, but we need to turn that fear into power to ensure that tenants fight for the right, dignified right to safe, healthy, and accessible home.
So I think as community-based organizations, we need to address and support the elimination of these barriers for these communities, right? If we know we're working with students that are living far below the poverty line, really reassessing our programs to make sure that they're inclusive of these students and not just targeted towards the high achieving students or the students who are enrolled full-time, but that we're taking into account the living conditions in which they are living under and make it more accessible to them.
We know that the correlation is housing. When you are unable to sustain a rent, when there are not enough resources in our community to house folks, that's when we see the increase in homelessness. Criminalizing homelessness is not the answer. We hear a lot about that. We hear that at the federal level right now with cases in the Supreme Court. And that's not the answer. Affordable housing is the answer.